Hello student, in this video I explain the scope of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics which studies behavior and performance of economy as a whole. Macroeconomics is a very wide scope as it deals with aggregates and averages of entire economy. The subject matter of macroeconomics is income and employment, general price level, economic growth and development, international trade, and economic policy. It is a branch of economics that studies economic activities of various economic spheres and analysis economic situation and economic problems of the economy as a whole, such as poverty, unemployment, inflation, disequilibrium in balance of payment. Macroeconomics widely cover two major fundamentals. Number one, macroeconomic theory. Government is the regulatory body of nation. It considers the various aspects which are crucial and impacts the lives of citizens. There are six significant theories under macroeconomics. Number one, theory of employment and income. Number two, theory of money. Number three, theory of general price level. Number four, theory of economic growth and development. Number five, macroeconomic theories of distribution. Number six, theory of international trade. Now, the second important study area of macroeconomics is macroeconomic policies. The government and Reserve Bank function together while determining the macroeconomic policies for the nation's welfare and development. There are three significant economic policies. Number one, monetary policy. Number two, fiscal policy. And number three, international trade policy. Now, with the help of following diagram, I can explain the macroeconomic theories and also macroeconomic policies. Now, the first important economic theory is theory of income and employment. Theory of income and employment is a core of macroeconomics. So, macroeconomics is called as theory of income and employment, simply income analysis. Under the theory of income, the main important point is national income. In national income, we study the meaning of national income, importance of national income, then concepts of national income, for example, gross domestic product, gross national product, net national product, and then three important methods of measurement of national income: output method, income method, and expenditure method. And lastly, in the concept of national income, we study the difficulties in a measurement of national income. There are two types of difficulties. The first is called as conceptual difficulties, and second is called as practical difficulties. Now, the second important aspect of theory of income and employment is employment theory. Under employment theory, we study different types of unemployment, causes of unemployment, and effects of unemployment. The employment which is determined by the concept of effective demand. Effective demand means aggregate demand. Demand for goods and services by all types of consumers. For example, individual consumers, business firms, governments, and also foreign consumers. When income of consumer increases, the consumption cannot increase proportionally. So the gap between income and consumption widen. If that gap is not filled by the investment, then the problem of cyclical fluctuation creates. So in the theory of employment, we study three important theories. The first is theory of consumption function. second is theory of investment function, and third is theory of trade cycle. Under theory of consumption function, we study the concept of consumption function, features of consumption function, average propensity to consume, marginal propensity to consume, and determinants of consumption function. In theory of investment function, we study meaning of investment, different types of investment, then factors influencing investment function, and then the role of investment multiplier and accelerator. And the third important aspect of this theory is the theories of trade cycle. Under theories of trade cycle, we study the concept of trade cycle, features of trade cycle, phases of trade cycle, then causes of trade cycle, and effects of trade cycle. Now, the second important theory of macroeconomic theory is theory of money. Under theory of money, we study the concept of money, different types of money, functions of money, and the second important point under theory of money is theory of values. Now, there are three important theories of theory of values. The first important theory is 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 quantity theory of money, which is explained by Irving Fisher. The second important aspect of theory of money is Cambridge economist explain the cash balance approach. Dr. Marshall, Professor Pigou, Professor Keynes, and Professor Robertson explain their theories regarding theories of values. Now, the third important point of the economic theories is the theory of general price level. Under the theory of general price level, we study how the prices at the economic level determine, then what are the causes of changes in price level, what are the effects of changes in price level. We can study all these points regarding causes of inflation, different types of inflation, effects of inflation, as like meaning of recession or depression, features of depression, causes of depression. Now, the fourth important theory of macroeconomic theory is theory of economic growth and development. Now, macroeconomic studies help in understanding the causes of unemployment in an economy. It helps to deal with such problems as underutilization of resources, thereby help in working towards increasing the productive efficiency of the economy. Now, the next fifth theory, that is macro theory of distribution. The study of macroeconomics helps in determine how the nation's income will be distributed among the factor owners such as rent, wages, interest, and profit. Some of the important theories are given by Professor Ricardo, Karl Marx, Kalecki, and Kaldor. And the last important theory of macroeconomic theory is theory of international trade. Now, macroeconomics studies the issues related with international trade. It studies the causes and effects of disequilibrium imbalance of payment, then exchange rate determination, theories of international trade, and international flow of funds. So, this is the first important core area of the macroeconomics. Now, second is also very important core area of the macroeconomics, that is economic policy. Economic policy is the term used to describe government's action that are intended to influence economy. Now, under economic policy, there are three important policies. The number one is monetary policy. Monetary policy refers the central bank activities that are directed towards influencing the quantity of money and credit in economy. It is framed by Reserve Bank and Government of India in collaboration with each other. Under monetary policy, Reserve Bank of India uses quantitative measures and qualitative measures to control the money supply. Under quantitative measures, Reserve Bank of India uses bank rate policy, open market operation, changes in cash reserve ratio, changes in statutory liquidity ratio. Then in qualitative measures, Reserve Bank of India uses several weapons. The first is margin requirement. The second one is regulation of consumers' credit. The third is rationing of credit. The fourth is direct control through directives. The fifth is direct action, and the sixth is moral suasion, and the last one is publicity. Now, the second important policy, that is fiscal policy. Fiscal policy refers to the government decision about the taxation and spending. Under fiscal policy, Government of India uses four important instruments. The number one is a taxation policy, second is a public expenditure policy, third is a public debt, and the last very important policy is called as budgetary policy. And the last third policy, that is called as trade policy. Now, trade policy is government's policy governing international trade. It includes export and import policy as well as investment policy.